back. What did I miss? Um, we're finding, we're learning about all the reasons why this 12-year-old is really mature from this writer. There's this guy on YouTube. I kind of like him. He's called Alec Gunter, and somebody had recommended that I check out his video. Excuse me, his video, "Fake BreadTuber Exposed: CardPosting's Crimes." And well, this was going to be something that I was just going to casually watch off stream, but hey, if you're going to recommend I check out a video, more often than not, I'll try to watch it on stream. If it's somebody I like and respect, I'm not really going to, and like they put a bunch of effort into it, I really don't want to play the entire video for a react. If it's something that I'm genuinely responding to, I'll probably react to the full thing. It's gray area. I really don't think I'm going to be going through this entire video on stream. I more than likely will end up watching the entire video. Anyways, this video is about a card posting, and I've never heard of that person until, well, I got recommended this video. So, without much further ado, take us away, Alec.
Writing out these little scenes and other little practice pieces did start to leave me feeling a bit more confident about what I was doing. Oh, confident is spelled with an A. Wait. Wait. Look at this. He's so confident in his writing, isn't he? Jesus, man. Jesus Christ. Spell check. Come on. It's a cheat code. You literally have a cheat code and you still can't do this shit. What's wrong with you?
Valid point.
John David Card. Who is he? What does he want? Why is he here?
I don't know. That's why I'm coming to you, Alec. Let us know, please.
Questions that we would love to have answered. Now, for those who may be confused, John David Card, also known as CardPosting, is somebody that I came across quite recently. He had a video on my front page. And as you can see, I have many tabs open. Many tabs open. And we're going to get into all of them. So,
oh boy. I do that too. But I usually don't have that many tabs. I mean, I guess the closest was the video I did, most toxic VTuber I've ever met. Though that wasn't internet tabs. That was like a 50-slide slideshow calling out somebody's abusive behaviors. Anyways, unrelated to this, please continue.
So strap in, folks. We got a fun ride for you, all right? Fun ride. So here's card posting for you. This is Mr. John David Card. Now, John David Card set out to do an interesting, not experiment, an interesting project, basically. He has the dog whistle series, okay? And you can see my lovely face right there. We'll get into that in a second. So he does this dog whistle series, and I happened upon one of his videos called Dog Whistles 101 Friends, right? So I wanted to watch it. I wanted to go over it on my stream and just give my honest thoughts on it. And if you'd like to go see that video, you can go watch that. This is the third video in the trilogy, by the way.
I do, but they're all anti-links. Nice.
Ending strong. Okay? We're ending strong. All right? So that's the first video in the trilogy. Now, he responded to my response, in which he said basically that I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I really went into that thinking that he would respond with an open heart, an open mind, and good intentions. I did. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? So I was disappointed. I was just disappointed. You know, let me give you a little sampling, all right?
Progressive community organizer.
Now, as you can see...
Oh shit, I recognize that dude's face. I don't remember where, but I have seen people talk about him. He looks like, oh god, what's his name? He looks like Tom Hiddleston.
From these serial killer vibes,
that's what I said.
He has a way with words, a way with an audience, as you can see here, okay? Let me give you a little sampling of what he had to say about me. Friend once and get permit. Yeah, don't be like this guy. I have no time.
funnily enough, Gunter's whole video comes across almost exactly like how a reactionary would try to discredit someone trying to bring attention to
volume
right-wing
master.
dog whistles.
Absolutely, buddy.
What with
Of course.
acting like a concept can't be real because he doesn't understand it, and needlessly calling someone he disagrees with an asshole.
The ball, not the man. I'm sorry. No, this is fixable. This is fixable. All I said was back away from the camera and fix your background. This is all fixable. He looks fine as a person. All I said is back away from the camera. 1, fix your background. 2, this is all fixable. Right now it's serial killer vibes. I'm not backing off of that.
Right down to the way he chose to make his video's thumbnail an unflattering.
Okay, I get where Alec is coming from, for sure. It does come across a little strong, but I'm willing to bet he's got a lot of other things to back up why he's made a 40-minute video on the dude. But I do think this card posting could benefit from learning the rules of 3. Oh, good lord. That stream. Unrelated to what we're talking about right now. We'll talk about it later.
Screenshot of me mid-sentence surrounded by some all-caps text missing the point entirely.
Just make a quick comparison, okay? There's some distance. We got the lights in the background that are better at night. All right, granted. But, you know, I got some decorations up. It's not a garage, okay? It doesn't feel like I'm about to get tortured. If he could at least explain himself and be like, I simply don't have any other option but to do this shitty setup, then I'd get it. But he didn't. He didn't bother explaining that.
But
this is how he
I am
chooses to
glad
present himself.
He made the remarks that I look like I couldn't take a metaphorical.
What was the deal with making your thumbnail like that? Like what? I thought this was a masterpiece. What's wrong with it? It is classic meme format.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that thumbnail. That's kind of how I would do a thumbnail. But I would also add myself into the thumbnail as at least a little bit because, well, I'm narcissistic. I am a streamer, VTuber after all.
Impact font meme format. It's great.
And tell you that what you've said is absolutely moronic.
See?
Furthermore,
There we go.
you aren't going to build coalitions with anyone. Streaming is not engaging in mass politics. In fact,
Yeah, I'm not
nothing
coalition
that
building, by the way.
online is. If you were in so much as a fortnightly tenants union meeting, or were sitting in on the planning committee of your local pride parade, and you couldn't go 10 minutes without calling people you disagree with assholes like that, you would be firmly told to leave.
So yeah, as you
Okay, so it does sound like this guy is kind of missing the point of, hey, we're entertainers. We got to say punchy stuff to keep people's attention, keep people entertained. Alec is, I'll say he's a little edgier than me from what I've seen. He makes a little more aggressive comments, so to speak, but I don't think that inherently means, like, if he were to be sitting in on a... Actually, no. The first time I saw or heard of Alec Gunter was him approaching, or was him talking to Matt Walsh the same time when Shark 300 did. Matt Walsh was doing like a going around the universities, ask me anything bullshit type thing, and both Alec and Shark actually did really well there. I liked what they had to say. Matt Walsh did not look good in my opinion, but still, in that instance, Alec wasn't being an aggressive dick, from what I remember, anyways. And I would say he came off as a little more aggressive on that Jubilee panel he went on. I forget which one specifically, but I'd seen it a little while back. But yeah, I don't think just because you make edgy jokes, perceivedly aggressive jokes while reacting to videos and stuff, that doesn't, at least to me, it doesn't necessarily say that every interaction with the person is going to just be like that. A lot of people kind of temper themselves, how they present themselves as they become, public figures, creators.
you can see, this man has been doing many things in real life. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next part of this discussion. So he made a response. So I made a response to that, and then he made another response, right? And that's this one. And we're not going to go over the whole thing.
Oh my god, just debate already. Get it? Because it's a play on joke. Just kiss already. Ha, I'm funny.
Give a shit. Basically, he finds 50 different ways to call me the R slur, and that's about it. So we're going to move on from that, and we're going to move over to this lovely video here. Now, I pulled up this video to make a point. I don't like the way, my initial way. Oh, there he is in chat. Hello, CardPosting. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Would you like to, let me offer you right now. Would you like to come on stream? I have set this entire thing up, but I will put it all aside.
God,
if you would like to come on stream right now, my friend, I will open that door for you. Sorry, it's not actually me. You son of a bitch! You had me going. Good job. Anyway.
Disappointing.
God damn it. All right, let's keep going. So I pulled up this video to make a point. Man, how dare you? How dare you? I should ban you for that. Don't ban him. It's fine. Anyway, he fessed up. He fessed up. So I pulled up this video to make a point. I don't like the way that he presents himself. First of all, you got to work on your drip. I'm sorry. It could be cute, but like with the setup, it just, the whole package is just so not attractive. Okay. And like I said in my second video of the trilogy, you have to present yourself well when you're doing activist content. Part of it is optics, right? You have to look good. You have to present yourself well. All right. And this is not.
Yeah, he's not wrong there. The less appealing you are to broader audiences, the less people are going to listen to you, and the less effective your rhetoric will be. You kind of need people to listen to you in order to do any sort of coalition building. Some people prefer soft-spoken video essays. Some people prefer fiery debates. It's just a matter of preference. There's a diversity of tactics we can employ. And personally, from what I've seen of Alec, I think he's a good voice in the online left. That's my 2 cents.
Not good presentation. It's not, all right? Yeah, it could be cute grandpa drip. It could be, but he's just too creepy. So I just don't buy it, all right? So yeah, I pulled this up just to give an example.
I will say that if it wasn't a garage shed type background for card posting, I wouldn't get the serial killer vibe that Alec was talking about. Like, for crying out loud, he could, like, card posting could do like a Mr. Rogers aesthetic. You could be sitting in front of model trains or something. Something that's not, well, this shed that'll be the last thing you ever see.
Example. So let's go. What's the timestamp? 1526. So let's see what he has to say on the subject of cis heteronormativity, deconstructing it for fun and clout. Go ahead.
In a lot of leftist circles, your voice will be given less weight if you present as a typical straight white man.
By the way, I've never had that experience ever.
That might sound...
To be fair, I haven't heard of... I mean, I have heard of people that are just kind of... Like, I've met some people that are just kind of cunts towards the... What's it? I'm gonna go with dominant power group. And, like, I can sort of see where they're coming from because, well, we're the minority, yay. That said, just because somebody is from a dominant power group doesn't mean you should associate all of that dominant power group's characteristics, every single one, into every single person from that group. That leads to bigotries, and I want to rid the world of them. I think we're better off without bigotries.
Sound like a right-wing lie, but it's true, and actually it's good, because it's correcting for the fact that those sorts of voices and opinions have long historically been, and still are, given disproportionate weight everywhere else in society, because of that aforementioned patriarchy and the institutional racism and sexism.
It's a Cosby sweater.
Here's the thing. You can get around a lot of that by being visibly and loudly queer. And here's the magic reason why it works. Because we all agree that simply identifying as something is what makes it real. Knowing this, I won't act in bad faith per se, and my support for queer rights isn't disingenuous. But if we make identity this malleable, but still attach this much meaning to it, then I am going to take it as far as I'm enabled to do so. Bonus points for the fact it makes outright reaction.
It looks like a youth pastor.
And all the bad kind of liberals mad too. I'm perfectly ready, willing, and able to claim any sort of identity and pronouns in the moment, if it seems advantageous or fun.
So let's unpack that. He is willing.
Before Alec gets into his analysis, that really sounds to me like I will say anything that will advance my plans. Now, I can understand curating your language to maximize your audience, but I'm not personally going to make stances of things that I don't genuinely think are true. That's just kind of how I like branding myself. I like being honest, on the up and up, because to be honest, when you're lying and then you got to keep spinning those lies, it turns into such a fucking headache. It eventually does honestly become worth it to just be honest about everything. Let's see what Alec has to say.
And able to take on any identification he wants in the moment if it seems advantageous at that time. Is he allowed to do that? Sure, I guess. But why would you admit to that? Why would you go around saying to people, yeah, you know, I pretend to be trans or non-binary when it suits my needs. Oh, you know, like he literally says this in the video, by the way. I shit you not. He says, if somebody hires me or refuses to hire me, I can just switch gender statuses and sue him. He said
that does come across as a disingenuous weaponization of identity politics to further your own goal. That is not a great thing. Does it happen? Undoubtedly, it does happen. Do I think it's a broader problem with the entire movement of, like, queer people? No, I don't think it's a broader problem.
Says that in this video. I shit you not.
And you should be too, quite frankly. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing that gets you over your internalized heteronormativity quicker either. Gatekeeping is bad.
I would say, yeah, it does help you get over sort of internalized heteronormative biases. And by that, I mean, we are all raised in a society that, at least when I was a kid, was pushing there's two genders. We don't really talk about being able to sex change, but those terms existed when I was a kid. And the more you do any sort of sexual or gender exploration, you find out more about what you like, what you don't like, what do you want to present yourself as, what do you like to engage with, that kind of thing. And you can find it that, hey, maybe a guy likes to cook, and guess what? That is breaking the heteronormative roles we have been thrust upon us in our society. Insert Joker laugh.
But it's kind of done away with when no facet of your identity is necessarily set in stone. Further still, it almost sounds like I'm the regressive one here.
Yes.
I'm really curious. What part of somebody's identity is set in stone? I mean, height, because that's metrically or empirically measurable. Melanin content, I guess.
But actually,
it sure does. It sure does. Wow. Wow, you hit the nail on the head, Card. Good job.
On the matter is, in reality, the furthest left it seems possible to get at the moment. To put it simply, TERFs are wrong and bad, trans medicalists are wrong and bad, and I will talk over them at every opportunity.
Agreed on that, at least.
Fully agree on that. It's at least we got something to agree on. But then there is also that earlier statement of he can just take whatever stance he wants to further his agenda. So that kind of inherently puts me at a distrust of him.
A woman-only space sounds innocuous enough, but it's unfortunately often a turf dog whistle. Fortunately,
That's also
we can
true.
rhetorically maneuver around that sort of argument now. Remember, you're perfectly able to say whatever you need to subvert exclusionary spaces.
And what he just said right there is that if he wants to go peek in a woman's restroom, all he has to do is say, I am transgender, I'm a trans femme. Why would you say that?
Unironically, I fully agree with Alec. I don't know why he would ever bite that bullet.
Optics, man. Okay, we don't do that. Nobody does that. Nobody. But now you've opened up the door for people to think that they do. Why the fuck would you say that? This is insane. It's insane. Anyway.
Yeah, especially if you're supposed to be an advocate for this group. Like, whether we like it or not, people tend to listen to a cis-presenting white male. Or however the fuck you want to phrase it, a white dude. People tend to listen to white dudes whether we like it or not. And if you're supposed to be one of the better, or if you're supposed to be, or you think of yourself as one of the better advocates, why would you cede their argument for them and imply that it is more of a broader problem within the community that people can just do that? Is it a problem that people can just do that? And do they do that? Yeah, but not at any sort of... what's the word? Not really at... excuse me. It's not at a rate that appears to be a broader problem within the community. It just seems like people trying to take advantage of whatever to pursue their own goals. Something that you want to pursue your goals, do it, keep it above board. Not that hard. Then shouldn't you be calling them out and expelling them from your community? Wouldn't that be best optics? Well, I mean, we're going over a video called Fake BreadTuber Exposed, CardPosting's Crimes. And so I guess I am kind of doing that. We're finding out more about this stuff. So far, it's mostly I dislike his arguments, which that's really it. If there is more like damaging, tangible harm that he's been causing, then maybe, yeah, we might want to expel or excise from the community. I don't know at this point.
Anyway, point being is optics are shit. Okay, so I already have a problem with him on that basis alone. Now, during my research, I really thought, because he said several times in many of his videos that he did real life work. And so I was willing to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, maybe this is just a well-meaning guy, right? Who wants to, be progressive and do good things, right? But as it turns out, that's not the case. We're going to go into that later, but I'm just telling you guys that now to set you up for some severe disappointment. Severe disappointment, okay? It's not good. Anyway, let's move on. So this is just my comment section. I got a couple of comments. I just want to go over one real quick. This one from Okay Then. This was very entertaining. I've been aware of Card for a little while. Some time ago, I found that I was subscribed to his odd channel with no memory of having subscribed. Curious, I checked his channel in the URL Wayback Machine. And it turns out he had built up a few thousand subscribers because he used to post Chapo Trap House clips under the name Acid Marxist too. Implying he was associated with a popular Chapo clip channel called Acid Marxist. Since then, I've been spamming his videos on Reddit and writing things like, very worth watching in the post titles. So I don't think there are a lot of genuine organic Card fans out there. I think this is Card. I opened this comment thinking that it was one of the ones that was bringing concern, but now that I'm reading it, I think this genuinely is Card. Because he's trying to get ahead of what's coming next.
It does, I will say it does kind of come across as the playing defense for yourself under a different name. I don't have any way to prove that, literally all I know about card posting is what we've discussed this last little bit. What are we talking about? Right now, we're talking about card posting and his alleged crimes. We haven't gotten to any crimes yet. So far, he's had bad optics, but we'll see where this goes. I do think Alec is on the up and up, but I mean, if he's going to say exposing their crimes without getting into crimes, that would be an issue. So far, I think he's just been setting up his arguments. We'll just have to wait and see.
Get into that. Let's see. I know that there's another comment where somebody mentioned that they know who he is. Here we go, from Sankaku Band. There's a lot of shit about this guy people don't know, by the way. He is definite grifter. Who was spent a lot of time harassing transgender friends of mine and attempting to, quote, expose us to kiwi farms. A lot of the regular FTMs on 4chan's LGBT board know this guy, where he often shows his true colors. He also got a Discord server I was once in banned entirely by holding it basically ransom and reporting us if we didn't give him money. I ended up leaving that server due to issues with genuine racism, but that's besides the point. The guy also has a video on his channel where he openly admits to IDing as non-binary solely for clout with progressive circles as a way to game the system.
Now, do I think that those claims could be true? They absolutely could be true, but they're just that. Claims. I kind of need citations. Like, if you're going to say that this person is racist, this person harasses trans people, please have something to point to confirm why you believe that.
Just watch that. So beautiful. So there's some spoilers in here. There's some spoilers. I apologize. But I had to give you guys an idea of where we're going with this, because that's how we got to be where we're at. I don't just dislike the guy. He's a piece of shit, and we're going to get into it. Let's move on. So that's his YouTube presence. Let's talk about his Reddit presence. Now, his Reddit account, as it turns out, is banned. He does not have a John David Card Reddit account. There is no John David Card Reddit anymore. And you can see here, David Chang UA. All right, that's the name on this account. And we got Pink Breakfast Slop, Dog Whistles 101, The Wall. Look at this. Look at that right there. It seems that Mr. Card has a fan. Mr. Card has a fan, right? Political Compass Memes has a Nazi problem. Another Card video. Dog Whistles 101, Tiny Hats, another Card video. Wow, this guy must be a super fan of Card. Look at all these posts. He's spamming, it would seem. He's spamming over and over. Wait, what's this? This is me. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh.
It's Card. That's Mr. John David Card himself. Wow. Who could have guessed it? Who could have guessed it, right? Laid out right there for us. This is not that...
He looks very different outside of his garage, I will say. This needs a little less fuzzy hair.
This is not that complicated, right? Like, what are you thinking, man? You didn't just leave a breadcrumb trail. You left the whole loaves out for me. Come on. Like, this is like covert 101, man. What are you doing? That's not where it ends, though. He also has an alt Twitter. How do I know it's him? Vosh V, check this out. Beau of the Fifth Columns, Problematic Past, another Card video. Would you look at that? Boy, this guy's got identities all over the place. Bone China Chloe. We seem to be running into a pattern here with these, interesting names. This naming scheme, right? Remember that. Anyway, let's move on. So, as it turns out, John David Card is a published author. Can you believe that? He's
Really?
a journalist as well as a published author. So this is his profile
Really?
in Independent Australia. John Card. John David Card is a writer, historian, and anarchist activist. In addition to working as a researcher focusing on 19th century folk traditions and religion, Card spends a lot of time writing progressive, polemic, kitschy poems and the occasional self-aggrandizing tall tale. Go away. When not busy with maybe I'll support you if you get rid of this asshole. When not busy with academic or literary pursuits, they're a proudly militant anti-fascist and incessant advocate for building non-hierarchical communities, tenants unions, and self-sustaining means of mutual aid. You can follow.
Okay, I will say this, as much as I would like to abolish hierarchies, we literally can't with the world we live in. We got to do what we can to minimize the hierarchies. And that is enough of that tangent.
Follow Card on YouTube here, personal website here, and Instagram here. Now, we're interested in the personal website, so let's go there, shall we? Personal website. We got the projects archive, manifesto, people mover. So you can see all his links here, right? Now, the one that I want to bring to light is this one called People Mover. Now, what is this, you might ask? People Mover, a novella. Let's take a little look. People Mover. This is a book that he wrote. Began around mid-2019. Now, you can see that he's got fantastic grammar back here. People Mover began, comma, around mid-2019, comma, as a series of short, unconnected vignettes, set among the
God, I could totally become a published author. I should.
truck stops and way stations of the US-Canadian border. I don't know why he said it here. Genuinely, I still don't know why he said it here. Because the guy's from Australia. I don't know what possessed him to do that, but it's a side note. I don't
Obviously, Canada is just so super important, then you gotta talk about it.
know. It was initially just a personal exercise in writing prose. I had been writing journalistic nonfiction regularly for around 2 years by that point.
That's British, not Australian. Come on, man. It's been funny.
But for all the interesting ideas for stories I was holding onto, I had never found creative writing to come to me anywhere near as easily. Writing out these little scenes and other little practice pieces did start to leave me feeling a bit more confident about what I was doing. Oh, confident is spelled with an A. Wait. Wait. Look at this. He's so confident in his writing, isn't he? Jesus, man. Jesus Christ. Spell check. Come on. It's a cheat code. You literally have a cheat code and you still can't do this shit. What's wrong with you? Let's move on. Let's get right into the novella, shall we? Because I'm a big John David Card fan, okay? Don't become the cringe. Fuck you. I'll be cringe all I want. I've earned this shit. You know how much?
Yeah, like, people hate on cringe. This is unrelated to the video, but be the cringe you want to be. Being cringe is fun. It's not a horrible thing, despite what the internet may dogpile you for. I mean, somebody got dogpiled for being too straight in like a cringe way. He makes a video called I Like Girls and then more than once gets dogpiled on Twitter over it. And the biggest criticism was it was cringe. That said, be your cringe, but use the spell checker tools that are available to you.
Much shit that I've had to pour through for this. Let's move on. Okay, because I want to get into some anecdotes from the book. I want to give you guys a little taste of what John David Card.
Yep, Joe Cat. I really miss that guy. He was great. I'm pretty sure at this point he's finished his charity streams and he's on his indefinite hiatus.
To offer. So first things first, I want to point out some grammatical issues, okay? Grammatical issues. First anecdote. Upon barely getting 1 foot back on the truck's accelerator, he did a retake.
Okay, I was going to take a second and guess where the grammatical error was, but I think we all can see it.
He did a retake. Interesting. Now, I thought that I was the slack jaw here. I thought that I was the stupid one here, to be honest with you guys. I thought I was the dumb one. But no, it would seem that he needs a little bit of help with his grammar. Right? Confidant is a word too. Oh, okay, that's fair.
Confidant is a word too, like an actual word, but it means a person you confide in. And being confident in something is to be proud of it, to... Fuck, how do I explain that one? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with being proud of it. That's easy enough.
Fair, that's fair. But like spell check still checks. Like usually, like it's got a blue underline, right?
Yeah, like if it's if the word is spelled wrong, it'll have red squiggles. Usually if there's wrong grammar, it'll have blue squiggles. Sometimes it just has a one color of squiggle, but then you click on the word and it'll, correct you. He didn't have done grammar. I know, he should learned in school.
I guess not always. Whatever, we'll forgive him for that one. He's got other grammar mistakes, trust me. He cleanly backed up, swiveled the alignment of the cab around, and pulled back out onto the highway as fast as he could. A maneuver executed flawlessly given decades of driving experience. So a little one there. Little one right there. She could have almost been there by
Yeah,
now.
that was a bit of a run-on sentence there.
Now, admittedly, had it not been for the conniving driver who she had left the truck stop restroom just in time to see driving off. No, actually,
Oh, it could have been phrased better. Bit of a run-on sentence, but this is also not really actual crimes. It's grammar crimes, which I do really despise.
that's fine. I don't know why I pulled that one up. Good job, Card. Almost as though he himself is playing along to the same script in Helen's head. Mustache and sunglasses, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the idea.
Okay, that was the sentence, I guess.
I think this is the last grammar error. So how did a girl of your age get here unsupervised anyway? My parents left me here, I think about an hour ago.
Fuck, Alec, that was so good. Nice reading of that.
Punishment. They do that some days whenever I become a burden to them. I think it's about time we talk about the subject matter of the book. The book is about a 12-year-old in Montana, a 12-year-old girl who decides that she's going to run away from home. And in order to do so, she takes a gun with her. It's an abusive household. It's a fine premise for a story. I don't knock the premise, but just bear with me. The premise is,
I will say, like, just that premise, there could be a very compelling story in there. It depends where it goes. So, where does it go?
is it the 12-year-old who runs away from home with a gun in hand and uses it to hitchhike to Canada, right? Definitely a 12-year-old's dialogue. Yes, it's a 12-year-old. So, not like people write adventure stories like this all the time with kids, and it can even be a gritty adventure story. I'm not knocking the guy for that. However, it's important to keep in mind that this guy is supposedly a leftist activist. And that being the case, it is important that you have a good appearance online. And frankly, I don't think that this book portrays that very well. So let's take a look, shall we? Now, as I said, I read the first 50 pages of this. I gotta tell you guys, there's a lot of really weird shit. Let's go over it. From her point of view, the girl, Helen, had already found the companion for the next stage of her journey. Another trucker. Tattooed hands, thick blonde handlebar mustache, a slightly too tight and definitely well-worn Marlboro t-shirt, and most egregiously, plastic truck stop sports sunglasses. It all came together in a perfect pastiche of middle American masculinity. It all ticked. It all fit. So these are just some descriptions I'm giving you first, just to set the stage. He stopped short of finishing his sentence. He felt his right cheek contort to the touch of a tube-like object pressed hard against the skin of his face. For a second, his mind failed to comprehend the moment. But that was it. It all fell into place immediately. Point-blank range with disaster, heart pounding for an unprecedented sense of danger was taking over him. It was a gun's cold barrel that was presently pushed into his face by a 12-year-old girl.
Where the fuck is this guy going with this? Oh my god.
Let's keep going. He waited for her to continue. Once he realized she wasn't going to talk, he tried to interest her in some food. Period, by the way, another grammar issue. You eating anything? Would you like a cookie? What kind? I don't know. It's got the cream stuff inside. Okay. He knew the risk was high. The police probably wouldn't believe him, given his own dubious history with both the law and CPS.
This, yeah, Tasha, this is really wow, this is already wild. And we're like barely getting into any descriptions of this book.
Make it stop? I think not. Let's keep going. You're my only way to get back home, and I'm really starting to get scared nobody's gonna help me. That's because nobody wants to get in any trouble, the trucker let out. The sudden and unusual nature of the situation he now found himself in had reduced him to verbalizing thoughts almost as soon as they appeared in his head, a common side effect of trying to communicate while under pressure from, you know, a 12-year-old girl. Who's very mature, by the way. We're gonna get into that. So these are all like insinuations, basically.
Oh my god. I don't really like it when people say, oh, that 12-year-old is really mature for her age. It's not a very good look.
about the CPS. Where's this going? Just wait, just wait. Helen had always tried to be prudent when it came to accepting food from strangers. She'd heard all the PSAs, but wasn't above taking a free snack, especially whenever she didn't know for sure when or what her next meal might be either. In the
Plus, she has a gun.
10 minutes or so she'd been in his truck's cabin, she studied the man to a considerable extent, and it was hard to find any real fault with him as yet. She had to be careful. An honest facade engulfed in every person in the world like herself. Everyone has something hidden, some dark place they wish they could never visit. Besides, her driver was already one-handedly taking the cookies out of their store-bought pre-wrapped sleeve tray. Safe and very welcome, she concluded. Okay, but don't worry, it's not just the truckers. Now, if you were worried, don't worry. There is a love interest that is of her age, and it is very normal. So let's go over it. Ralph.
I would hope the only love interests with a 12-year-old would be like another 12-year-old, and I would hope they don't get into physical details of it. Already, I'm just not liking this. I don't even know this book. I don't think I'm ever going to read it. It sounds so yikes.
Who was also 12. No, not yet. Ralph had helped Helen with this. Ralph was a boy about her own age she knew from school with a weak heart and a heavy crush. She knew he could be played, exploited to her own benefit. He was blinded by harmless affection and she was very much aware of it. Ralph managed to take her to right up to the inn from the main road turnoff she had found herself at on his two-seater bike. Christ almighty, what is that sentence? He had one.
From the main road turnoff she had found herself at on his two-speed bike. Oh my god, this is painful. This is painful because in college I had to take a class dedicated to grammar because I wanted to be a video game designer, and you kind of need to be able to convey your thoughts through a game design document to the other people that will be working on the game you design. So you kind of got to be able to accurately convey yourself. But going through this is painful. I'm so glad I'm not having to do the reading. Alec, thank you for taking the bullet for us reading this.
Wondered at the time why she had such an obviously overstuffed backpack on her, but with fear that Helen would put a sudden end to their ride together, he refrained from ever questioning her about it. He was happy to be around her, especially on such a pleasant afternoon and with no other pesky boys around to spoil the mood.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It can get worse. It probably will, given the direction of the video so far.
The 12-year-olds. He felt like a man of strength, protecting his dear woman. He dropped her off and headed back home as Helen had then brusquely told him to do. She felt bad for using him as transportation, but promised him she would meet again and they could have a good talk. His own.
Getting closer to the yikes. I mean, getting deeper into the yikes. Like, holy shit.
Own story was the dog whistle. It was the dog whistle all along. All right, so that puts a pin in Ralph, right? So just Ralph set aside for now. Let's move on to the next part. Now, don't worry, this is their last little bit. Okay, we got a few more. I think 6 more to go over, and then we're done. All right, so this is 4 out of like the 7 or 8 times that the maturity thing comes up. I just hate to mess up your truck is all. The smell isn't something you'd want to have to get used to. Believe me. That's the 12-year-old talking. A surprisingly blunt remark for a girl her age, the driver thought.
Oh my god. Why do you gotta keep going back to, hey, this 12-year-old's really mature? Oh my god.
She's referring to peeing herself, by the way. She was threatening to pee herself. That's like in the first 10 pages. Starting to pee
Oh, that's even worse.
herself. I'm sorry for not living up to your expectations. I may be mature for my age, but my body still works like any other 12-year-olds.
This is just all so yikes. And it's getting worse. I figured it would get pretty bad, but oh my god. fuck am I watching? I don't even know anymore. We're exposing an author for writing about 12-year-olds.
He noticed a line of trucks making their way into the parking area. A clean exit was still on the table if she took her time. Girls always did, or maybe...
Is there a narrative reason for that girl to be 12 years old? I don't particularly think so. I don't think this is like a based on a true story kind of thing. I think he just wanted to write a story about a 12-year-old that ran away from ran away from an abusive home with a gun, and for some reason just keeps going into how she's so mature. And it's not any definitive proof, but holy shit, is it such a bad look. What have you Briley, what untold horrors have you unleashed onto man? I'm sorry for unleashing Alec Gunter's exposed video. Again, thank you, Alec, for putting this shit together. It's pretty good to call out the yikesy stuff. So far, we're halfway into the video. I don't know if I personally would have called it crimes. I would have called it something else, but hey, maybe there are more crimes. Part of me does kind of want to, like, hey, I don't want to take Alec his content and just react to the full thing, because I like the dude and I do want to incentivize people that haven't watched him before. The first time they're seeing him is, well, this video. Go check him out. Not sure if this or Vosh's stuff is worse. I would say this writing is worse. Because, fun fact, I've watched Vosh for like 4 years. I know what's up with him.
Women always did? He couldn't deny the fact that the little girl was dangerous, a barely 5 feet tall loose cannon that he knew he couldn't afford to entertain any longer. I'm about to turn stream off. Just wait, we're almost done. We're almost through it. A 12-year-old with a deadly weapon.
We're almost through it, halfway through the video. Back, what did I miss? We're learning about all the reasons why this 12-year-old is really mature from this writer who claims to be lefty. And frankly, I think he's just a grifter. At least that's the impression I've been given so far. It's been very, very, very yikes.
Sure, attitude could be harmful to society, but right now he couldn't care less about society. Frankly, he just wanted to survive. Alright, we got 2 more. The driver's face contorted unmistakably into what could only be described as a contemplative grimace for a fraction of a second. He could see how this easily seemed to the ear of an outsider. Suddenly, he was faced with a decision that could dictate his future. One verbal mistake with the police and it could be years behind bars. He felt a slight rage form inside of him. A rage that could perhaps make irrational decisions for him. He thought about stopping his truck and forcefully throwing the girl out. He chided himself inwardly. Look, this isn't a game I want to play. I have dealt enough with your rubbish. Alright, last one. Prepare yourselves for this one. Prepare yourselves for this one. I saved the best for last. She realized he wouldn't stop the conversation until he got satisfactory answers. The type of infuriating characters that she had to deal with on this journey, they all needed satisfaction. Perhaps it was just a universal thing, part of the human condition. You know, just average 12-year-old shit. It's what do you mean? It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is.
Literally, all I can picture is flames around him. He's taking a sip. This is fine. Holy fuck! Like, it's not confirmation of any horrible accusations, but holy shit, does it paint a picture when you keep describing 12-year-olds as mature. Literally could have wrote the story about them being 18 and running away from an abusive home, or even slightly older, because, well, nowadays a lot more people are forced to live with their parents longer. Shit's expensive, yo.
It's fine and good and normal. Everything's fine and good and normal. Okay? Now, here's the thing. All seriousness. Here's the thing. Is this sussy? 1000%. 1000% it's sussy. Yes. Okay. Is it illegal? No. Is it pornography? No. Yeah, that's a W for him, I guess, if you want to put it that way. It's completely legal and normal and fine, right? Except for the fact, once again, that he's a progressive activist. Okay. What do you think these people talking about groomers and shit are going to see when they see his book that he's peddling everywhere, talking about a 12-year-old threatening to piss herself in the truck of some burly man? Like, it's ridiculous.
A very mature 12. Yeah, literally what I'm thinking. You want to fight against the narrative that all progressives are groomers, and yet you put out a book like that? Holy shit.
Ridiculous. It's insane. Why would you market yourself like this? Like, this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. So just on, if that's where we ended, if that's where this ended, I feel I would be justified in making this video on those points alone. Okay?
Unironically agree, but did he do crimes? Not like, did he do real crimes, not cool kinds of crimes like gay crimes?
But of course that's not where that ended, right?
Of course not.
Never where it ended. Let's move on, shall we? Mr. Card
To be fair, do the rabbit holes ever end?
is part of a couple of Discords. He's part of a couple of Discords. This is a Discord message in which he asked for $15, right? Now, there's nothing incriminating about this. Sometimes you need money. This is just an appetizer, promise.
Yeah, that's not illegal. It's just extremely poor taste. Especially if it's people you don't actually know. It's one thing to ask a friend, hey, can I borrow $15 till I get paid next? Because I'd like to have something to eat over the next couple days. Is a lot different than just hitting up random DMs, dropping your PayPal and being like, can I get $15? Going to the next person, can I get $15? And just continuing going on. Here's the thing. If as creators, if we want people to just give us money without being prompted, we have to provide entertaining content. People just like to give money when they can spare it to the things they like. That's just kind of how it works. Well, that book excerpt was an unpleasant roller coaster of bad grammar and sus. Yes, absolutely. That was a very bad grammar and sus roller coaster. But not illegal, not pornographic, so it was just sus.
Okay? He asked for like $15, thanks, whatever. And then somebody said no, which is very funny because I don't think he deserves any money. All right. If you do a nice picture of me, I'll tell you all about the time I might have inadvertently cyberbullied a gay guy at my university to death.
So screenshots can be faked. But I kind of get the feeling that maybe there's more to this. How do you inadvertently cyberbully somebody for being gay to the point where they kill themselves? Like, this is why you don't tease people that you don't know the comfort levels of how they take being teased. If you're teasing them over something sensitive and just relentlessly going after it, you can do some pretty bad shit. But if you're, let's use a VTuber example. Chibi Doki likes, well, her community will very often make fun of her big head because it's a very funny topic. But then there have been times, I can't remember any off the top of my head specifically, but I do have a friend that's like a big fan of Chibi. Like, they had mentioned this, but there have been times where her chat or whatever starts making jokes that she's not very comfortable with. And then she's like, hey, I'm not comfortable with those, stop. And then they stop. Because, you know, they actually kind of care about Chibi, despite how often they do tease her. But seriously, how do you inadvertently cyberbully somebody into suicide? That's just fucked up.
Well, G card. Where did that come from, my friend? What? Excuse me. I thought we were all progressive activists here. I didn't think we were doing that. Well then, just a funny little anecdote. Hey, he's a writer. You know, it's a funny little anecdote. He's a funny little guy. He's just a little guy. He's so silly. It's so silly. Remember this. We'll come back to it later. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, good Lord. He's foreshadowing. Oh my God. It is true, isn't it?
Okay, so the first one from this. All right.
Okay, for clarity, I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't watched this video at all. I'm getting the vibe it's true. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so we're censored now. So you may be wondering what you're looking at here. So Mr. Card decided to ask people in this Discord server if he could reverse image search them. Okay, now this is a trans female to male Discord server, and he's asking people, hey, can I reverse image search? Can I reverse search for images of you or something like that? He was searching for images of these people for some reason, okay? He wasn't sure.
Which is, let's be real, is pretty creepy to ask. It gets worse. Oh, you have seen this, Joe? Okay. Like, I don't want to take all his content video, but like, I kind of need to know how deep this rabbit hole goes. What the fuck is going on? Person being exposed for a grifter.
Let's see. This one says, wasn't sure because most of them appear to be from a Polish town's website and I figured you're from somewhere in Central Europe. So basically,
that is so fucking yikesy. He's trying to figure out people's locations based off their picture. That's not something people that advocate leftist ideals should be doing. Like, it's my understanding that progressive and leftist people should really be, you know, against doxing. Oh my God.
he was trying to pinpoint the locations of some of these people, okay? Now, I can't show this on stream, but he also happens to have a very large folder of images of these people, okay? It's not great. It's not great. He's just like collecting people. Like he has a folder named blanks docs. Like it's really bad, okay? And actually, now that I think about it, I got to censor that too. So hold on one second. If you're worried about being doxxed, best not be online. I disagree. You should not have to worry about being doxxed. That's a silly thing to say. Okay.
I agree with that. People shouldn't have to live in the fear of, I could be doxxed, but that is the world we do live in. Yeah, this is getting pretty bad. If you need to step out of the video, go right ahead. I do not hold it against anybody if I'm covering a topic that gets a little too heavy for them. I honestly didn't know how heavy this video was going to be, so I think the stinger for this video is going to be this. Hey, so trigger warning regarding this video. It gets into some pretty heavy topics, and apparently I haven't gotten into the worst yet.
So basically, he was trying to gather information on these people for who knows what purpose, right? Who knows what purpose? Perhaps the next tab will tell us, huh? Let's take a look. Is Kiwi Farms gone permanently? Anyone know? You used to be able to get to it just by Googling.
A Kiwi farmer too. Oh, goody. Yeah, that's a very, very trustful website that doesn't, you know, that hasn't caused multiple people to kill themselves from their harassment. Totally a credible site.
I'm the guy who's collecting everyone's doxes, by the way. I'm the guy who's collecting info on all these things. I was just wondering if Kiwi Farms is still up. Is Kiwi Farms still? Does anybody know if Kiwi Farms is still there? I was just wondering. You know, the doxing website, Kiwi Farms, formerly known as CWCK Key Forums, Quickie, is a web forum that facilitates the discussion and harassment of online figures and communities. Their targets are often subject to organized group trolling and stalking, as well as doxing and real-life harassment.
You know, for a guy that has blanks docs folders, it doesn't surprise me at this point that he's a Kiwi farmer, but it is so goddamn disappointing that he pretends to be a leftist.
These actions have tied Kiwi Farms to the suicides of 3 people targeted by members of the forum. And it goes on. We caught him sitting at the Nazi table, okay? We caught him sitting at the Nazi table. So
For those that don't know, 4chan has a ton of Nazis that access it, and Kiwi Farms is like the bastard child of 4chan. A lot of the worst elements of 4chan have tended to gravitate towards Kiwi Farms. So, yeah. And you can't argue with me that 4chan is not a Nazi website. They swastika post so fucking much.
So somebody says, IDK, you're the lolcow, you tell me. To which he replies, I'm literally just a normal person who's done a few fun posts. Oh, I see, he's just a funny little guy. He's just a normal little guy. Just a
Wow.
normal little guy, okay? Not a super progressive place. I literally got linked to a Kiwi Farms thing as a result of like all of this stuff going on. So I logged in, not logged in. I don't have an account or nothing, but I opened the page for the first time today. And let me tell you guys something. Not a place I want to be. No thanks. No, I don't even frankly want it on my history that I was ever there. No thanks.
I don't blame
I will
you.
say this. Trans people go on there often so that they can check whether or not they've been doxxed. Okay, so if you know people who like know about it, don't get, and they're like trans or non-binary or whatever, they might be doing shitty stuff on there. Don't get me wrong, they could, but they're also victims and they have a right to know what's being posted about them on there. Okay.
I do agree with Alec on this point. Like, there are people who have legitimate reasons to check on Kiwi Farms. Less legitimate reasons for people to post on Kiwi Farms. I don't particularly have a problem with people, you know, watching it to see, hey, oh, there's this person I know has been doxxed. I'm going to keep an eye to make sure, or to see if any other personal info gets leaked so I can warn them, they can change it, that kind of thing. It's a little different than, you know, posting and being an active member of said website.
Bro, this is sad. Just stop. Dude, are you card? Are you literally card? If you want to come on, you can. Offer's still open, man. You want to hop on? Let's have a talk. Let's have a chat. I'll stop right now. I'll stop. No? Okay, f you then. All right, let's keep going. So, I'm literally he's just a normal little guy. He's just a normal little guy. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. We've gotten to it. Here's the grand finale. Not the grand finale. It's not over after this. Just, this is about, you know, this is where we start hitting real high speeds here.
Oh, goody. We're getting into some self-harm, it looks like. So, once again, trigger warning.
This is the first official Kiwi Farms post we have.
Oh, self-harm and, forceful intercourse. So, yeah, warning. Wow. Oh my god. I didn't expect this rabbit hole to be this bad. Holy fuck.
Have from Mr. Charles Nguyen. Okay? Mr. Charles Nguyen. Now, why is this important? Who's Charles Nguyen? If that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Sorry.
I think it's pronounced Nguyen.
Sorry. Is it Nguyen or something? So, he posts this on Kiwi Farms. Now, how do I know that this is him? Let's go over how I know that this person is him. Okay, let's look at this one first, actually. I ordered them wrong. I found a YouTube slap fight going on between two different flavors of low-tier bread tube autist. And then it gives us this picture and a direct link. Interesting. Let's type in the direct link, shall we? It's not available anymore. Well, hold the f. Why is it not available anymore? That's interesting. Boy, when I checked earlier today, then I could have sworn this brought me to the video.
Wayback Machine? I'm pretty sure he's going to tell us what this video is he's going to show us, but holy oh my god. I don't want to keep covering this, but I don't want to leave unfinished coverage. Holy shit.
Let me make sure I type. Oh, wait. No, I didn't type it right. My bad. Wait, is it not available anymore? Yeah, it redirects to 7 and it's not available anymore. That's okay. We can do this. Hold on. I'm gonna shit myself if he okay, never mind. Here we go. Perfect. Let's see if the URLs match, shall we? Let's see if they match here. YouTube.com/watch !v equals HTY-03FQU78. Perfect! Hey, look at that. There he is. There he is. Hey, look at that. There you are, buddy. There you are, buddy. Here. The birthday boy himself. There he is. Everyone say hello to Mr. Card. Now, why is this important, you might ask? Well, if you recall, he had some interesting alt accounts, didn't he? Some very interesting alt accounts. Let's revisit them, shall we? From Bone China Chloe, remember that? And David Chang Yue. Now we can add Charles Nguyen to the roster. Oh, a new character has entered. The whole gang's here. Everybody's here.
What is this? A crossover episode? Haha, BoJack Horseman reference. Very topical. Thank you.
Isn't that great, everybody? Everybody's here. It's awesome. Archive them all now. Tell me the friend guy's actually a piece of shit. Oh, you haven't been here, have you? Rewind the VOD if you want to know. Okay, so here he is. So I have pretty solid confirmation that this is in fact him. And if you want proof, if you want further evidence, let's read this in his voice. Secretive female-to-male Discord and Twitter cabal that is behind most of Reddit and 4chan's P-word threads. Now, if you don't know what that word means, it's basically, I don't know if it's a slur or not. I've been told conflicting things. I'm not going to say the word, but it is it basically means female to male. P-word threads.
Okay, I think I get where he's coming from. It does seem like poon is a slang term for vagina, and a lot of female to male have vaginas longer than they would like, as like a typical trend. And I guess it's a combination of poon and gooner to make a new kind of, well, slur. I would go as far as to call that a slur, to be honest. Do I think it has a whole lot of power in the word? No, not really. But I can understand why people would get mad about it.
Probably produces most art currently out there. A lot of it about themselves being, right? If you did browse 4chan,
being forceful intercourse. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
LGBT female to male general thread, for which he's on a lot, by the way. I forgot to mention that. He very frequently is on LGBT, okay? Very important to note. He didn't do, actually, he did do some weird shit on there, but it was under an anonymous name, and therefore I can't prove it. We're going to go over that later. General thread for any amount of time at all. You'll see one group in particular get referenced quite a bit by people in the know. The P-word bin. This is a closed group of power user female to males who coordinate to post threads there and produce immense amounts of art, a lot of which...
Power user? I don't know what that term is. I know what a name F-slur is. I know what those are. Those are the people that, you know, give themselves names on the anonymous board of 4chan. So it's like pseudo-anonymity. Nobody doesn't know your actual identity, but they do recognize... let's go with the a random name, the Legend 27 or whatever. Power user is a business slang term. I've never really heard of it.
Appears to be about its members being assaulted and abused. Presumably, creating this sort of stuff is like a digital self-harm, as other users in this thread have already described it.
Okay, we're going to be getting into this. Is like it. So there is a subculture of people who do enjoy CNC, which stands for consensual non-consent scenes, which would be like the doing of that stuff, but it's like within the purview of, I've had this discussion with this person. We both sort of have this power dynamic kink, one dominant, one submissive, and we both agreed to play out this scenario. Then at the end, they go back to being regular with each other. It depends on the aftercare for each individual person. It is most definitely seen as problematic by other people. understandably so. It's a very heavy subject. But there is a, how do I phrase this? I guess there can be a healthy way to engage with the unhealthy thing. Now, I will say I Googled it in relation to 4chan and got this definition. No lives that browse 4chan for most of their day, every day, mostly alt-right, homophobic, racist, and sexist, generally unpleasant people. Okay, so a power user for 4chan is just like a very frequent, regular user. Okay. I do think I'll be wrapping up my react to his video with this last post. I guess I don't want to go through the entire goddamn thing because he put in a lot of effort to make this. I've already gone through like 2/3 of it. I don't want to go through the full thing because I want people to check out Alec. But holy shit, this is real bad.
Most of these P-Wood bin users is, the most visible of these P-Wood bin users is Blank, who this thread has already covered. So you can see by the way that he's typing, okay? Sounds like David Attenborough immediately accidentally says it. Did I say it? I didn't say the word. If I said the word, I apologize. So anyway, I'm not gonna say it from here on out. But you can tell it's his voice, right? Like it's his cadence.
Yeah, it does appear to read how that person was speaking in the videos before. It's not necessarily definitive, but it is very convincing.
This is his scripts. This is exactly how he writes, on top of all the other evidence we've gathered. So I think that I can say beyond a reasonable doubt that this is in fact him. This is our boy, Card. This is CardPosting. He is on Kiwi Farms. We have caught him sitting at the Nazi table. You understand? Okay? So we didn't catch him in uniform, but we caught him sitting at the Nazi table. Let's keep going. It's obviously his identical quintuplet. So let's keep going. So he has some interesting folders that he's posted on LGBT and all that. Now, I can't show you guys the folders, but I do, in fact, have the folders in my DMs, okay? And I can verify that they're there. This is all I can show you for now. These are folders that he himself has posted on using his trip code, I believe. I could be wrong about that. On 4chan, okay? LGBT, thousands of years ago, I would something, have been dealing with suicidal thoughts. Blank Docs, that's a name, by the way. Blank's Docs, okay? So he just has like a folder with somebody's docs in it, okay? I mean, this is all adding up to me. I think that I've fairly verified.
Yeah, like for fuck's sakes. I'm willing to bet there is certainly more that Alec is going to be going into. I am 100% going to be finishing that video, and I encourage you guys to check it out as well. But like, I can't confirm or deny his use of crimes in the video, at least not until after I've finished watching the last bit. But so far, he's been really, really informative with what he's been covering, you know? They're lining up. It's all really lining up and just, excuse me, really showing how this card posting is quite the grifter. Like, wow, fuck. Don't you just love it when people pretend to be progressive and then they're, you know, collecting people's doxes, they're writing about 12-year-olds being mature. Stuff that people who actually believe in leftist progressive causes don't typically believe. Man, I just want people to be happy and healthy, maximize the autonomy they have over themselves and what they can do, maximize their potential for bettering their lives. That's what I want. And, well, talking about how mature a 12-year-old is, does not better anybody's life. I'm not even going to engage with any sort of argument where you could do that. I don't like that. But yeah, great video from Alec. Check him out. Thanks for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. Check out the community on Discord. And remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe. Just want to take a quick second and thank all the beeps that help support this channel through the membership. So thank you, Joestar, Maxi Kitty, and JM.